Hello everyone. I'm sure you all are doing very well at home. So children, this is going to be our part 17 of this chapter 2 of class 11th forms of business organization. Myself, Kashish Talwani, your business studies teacher, welcomes you back to my channel Simplifying Business Studies. So in this particular session, we'll be understanding different types of joint stock company. So this is going to be a very interesting chapter because you will definitely understand the related concepts in some other subjects in your commerce stream also, maybe this year or next year. So please take care of what you understand in this particular chapter. So let us understand the different types of companies. So this classification is basically on the basis of ownership. So let us understand the first one under this category. It is private limited company. As per the Indian Companies Act 2013, private company means a company which by its articles restrict the right to transfer its shares. That means all the holders of the share have no right to transfer their shares. Here minimum number of members is 2 and maximum number is 200, excluding the present and past employees. It prohibits any invitation to the public to subscribe for any securities. That means we cannot publish an issue in the market to raise the capital. That means no invitation can be given to public to raise capital for the organization. Second one under this category is public limited company. So a public company is a company which is not a private company as per the Companies Act. So what features it has? It has minimum 7 members and maximum there is no limit for the number of members. It has no restriction on transfer of securities. Unlike a private company, anyone can transfer his share by selling it in an open market. Not prohibited to invite general public to subscribe its securities. That means here the company can raise its capital by issuing a prospectus in the market. What it is, we will definitely understand this in later part of this chapter. Last one under this category is one person company. So what is one person company? A single person could constitute a company under one person company. So 2013 Act introduces this new type of entity to the existing list, that is apart from public and private company. This Act 2013 Act enables the formation of a new entity which is called one person company. It is in short, it is called OPC. OPC means a company with only one person as its member. Why it has been brought into existence? Because it encourages corporatization. That means we can encourage small micro businesses with all the advantages of a company. It encourages entrepreneurship on a very large scale. One person company is a company with only one person as a member. That means there is only one person. There is no number of people who have invested who are taking care of, but there is only one person involved. It avails all the benefits of private companies such as separate legal existence, protecting personal assets from business liability and perpetual existence. So it has all the benefits of a public limited company, like it has separate legal existence. There is no unlimited liability like other forms of business like sole proprietor or partnership. It has protection of personal assets from business liability. That means it has limited liability like a public sector company. And yes, it has perpetual existence. It has continuous existence, which is irrespective of the life, death, insolvency of its members. So let us now understand some characteristics of one-person company. I believe this is a new topic and this makes sense to understand a new topic in detail. So what are the characteristics of one-person company? Only a natural person who is an Indian citizen and resident of India shall be eligible to incorporate a one-person company. That means in India, a person who is an Indian citizen and resident of India can incorporate this kind of company. And also a person in India who is an Indian citizen and the resident of India can become the nominee of sole member of one-person company. No person shall be eligible to incorporate more than one person company or become nominee in more than one such company. So one person can only have one such company and one person can become nominee of one such company. No minor shall become member or nominee of one person company or can hold share with beneficial interest. So like in case of partnership, one can become partner for the benefit of the partnership, but here no minor can become a member or nominee of one person company, and also he or she cannot hold a share only for the benefits as well, like we used to do in partnership. Such company cannot be incorporated or converted into a company under Section 8 of the Act. So this company can never be converted into a normal or a public sector company. Such company cannot carry out non-banking business, financial investment activities, including investments in securities of anybody corporates. So this kind of company cannot enter into a non-banking financial investment activities. So these are the characteristics of one-person company. I hope this lesson is useful to all of you. If you still have any questions, any queries or any suggestions, you can reach me through this email or the comment box of this video. Hope you all have a nice day ahead. Thank you very much.